Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 78 of the Rock and Roll Beer Guy podcast. Please don't forget to check out the Patreon page. That's patreon.com/rockandrollbeerguy. If you don't know what it is, it's kind of like a fan club for the podcast. You can sign up and support. You can drop $1 in there and just get a thank you from us. Or if you do $5, you get access to exclusive content, including interviews from Psycho Las Vegas with people like Andrew WK or CKY or Red Fang. Even if you don't have any money, I highly suggest you just go to patreon.com/rockandrollbeerguy. Check it out. I'm putting up exclusive content there. It's kind of like its own separate social media thing. There'll be exclusive merch, first access to the TV show pilot once that's done, and a bunch of other things. If you enjoy the podcast, then just come check it out and support. In this episode, I talked to Carey Means. He is a voice actor out of Atlanta, Georgia, most known for his iconic role as Frylock in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He's also Thunder Cleese in The Brack Show and is currently working on a Nickelodeon show called Welcome to the Wayne. We had a fun chat. We talk a lot about conventions, what it was like working on Aqua Teen. We go a little inside baseball and talk about the industry, and he shared some details about Aqua Teen that I did not know about. I had a great time talking to him. Follow him on social media, Carey Means, at CareyMeans. And I hope you enjoy the episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Cheers.
Y'all ready for this? My name is Meatwad. I'm a beef blob. I'm an igloo. Or hot dog. I'm straight. What? I got the beat. You mess with me, you get concrete feet. I got jacked by the cops and shot potato tots. What did the moon nights for saying no rocks? Lemon nose. Right a corner fudges, man. I'm spraying booties with my ice cream straw. Treat my hoes like a cop fan club. Got a Meatwad watch and a lemonade shake. The fries go with that. Here comes the jump break.
Yo,
Hey,
what's up,
how you doing?
Mr. Rock and Roll Beer Guy?
Yes, sir.
How's it going? I see your posts all the time, like I told you on Facebook. And you can't do an interview with the Rock and Roll Beer Guy without having some beer.
That's a good point.
My Frylock personalized beer glass that was made by my buddy Nelson Moss.
Wow, that's awesome. That looks cool.
And he made me this. We met at a con a couple years back. And yeah, he had a lot of cool stuff there, man. He's like, I'm going to make you one, make you a Frylock one. So I waited and waited and waited and waited. And he finally made one, but the first one he made had a crack in it. So
Oh, shit.
sent me two, one that I signed for him and then one that I keep for myself. But, you know.
That's awesome.
Just the one. So I was like, what about the one you want signed? He's like, well, I'll catch you next time when I see it. So, you know, it's always cool, man, when people make stuff or draw stuff or do stuff like that. And then it's really cool when artists do an original piece and let me make prints out of it so I can add it to my entourage and sell at cons and make money off of it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And usually I get that permission. Always get the permission to do such a thing. And sometimes I might, even if they want a cut of the money, you know what I'm saying? I'll usually always offer a cut of the money to them. Yeah.
I recently had a. I mean,
He's turned down, thank goodness.
Yeah, you're an iconic, cartoon. So obviously, more people are doing fan art for your stuff. I mean, I've recently was lucky enough that I had a fan sent me a piece of art that they did of me, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, you even have a logo. You got a Rock and Roll Beer Guy logo, don't you?
Oh yeah. That was my buddy Kyle. He did that one, and then I had this dude JP from Puerto Rico did he put my face on like a Thanos thing from the Avengers, and it's just
Not JP Painter, is it?
I'm sorry?
Is his name JP Painter?
No, it's he's
Who's a tattoo artist. That's his name, JP Painter.
Oh no. This is JP Ares, he's from Puerto Rico, and he just does like cartoon comic book style drawings. It's pretty cool.
Okay, cool, sweet.
Yeah.
I know a Puerto Rican artist myself. You ever heard of Mark Texeria?
The name sounds familiar. Yeah.
He's a Marvel artist, man. He draws Ghost Rider and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And, he started off in DC, The night is over the Marvel.
Very
But
cool.
yeah, man. Let me hold on a second. I'm gonna show you this piece that my buddy did.
Sure, yeah.
All right. I had to get my technology expert in here. That was something covering your face. I couldn't see you.
Oh, there we go.
One of those windows popped up. It's like that, almost like that episode of the pop-ups with the wizard. But anyway, this might be too big for you to see it. Let me see if I could.
Oh, Freddy Krueger, Jason.
Yeah. My buddy, J.P. Painter. That's his work. He's actually
awesome.
a tattoo artist. And I met him at a con. I want to say where was I? I want to say might have been Colorado. Because sometimes they all run together. You know what I'm saying? Can't remember which con I met him at. It might have been Arkansas, might have been Colorado, somewhere like that. I'm actually about to get ready to go to South Carolina in a couple of days to do PDEE Con.
PDCon.
Yes.
Is that like focused on a specific thing that I'm not aware of? It's like, what's PD?
I can't wait to find out the origins of where the name PD. Because I think about that old Dolomite joke. I don't know how old you are, if you remember Dolomite from the 70s.
Dolomite, yeah.
He had a joke called PD Wheatstraw and the Devil's Son-in-Law.
Oh.
That was an old Dolomite bit, you know.
I wonder if that's what it's about. I don't think it is. But...
Well, I guess I fit right in if that's the case. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I did go to New York Comic Con last year, which was a freaking blast. I loved it. Matter of fact, me and Mark Texeria, we hung out. He's from Puerto Rico. That's where he's half Puerto Rican, half something else. I can't remember the other half, but
yeah,
to me, he's most Puerto Rican, especially when he gets upset, when he gets angry. Puerto Rican comes out in him, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I
Well,
just saw him at Dragon Con this past September. I was not a guest, unfortunately, but I got a few connections. One of the upper echelon people, Rachel Reeves, got me 2 5-day passes. Thank you, Rachel.
Oh,
So at
that's
least I
awesome.
was able to hang out with my friends, even though I didn't make no money. I wasn't there as a guest, but that would have been even more nicer. But hey, you can't always do what you want.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm
That's
saying?
true. And then once you get in that con cycle where, like you said, it starts blurring into each other because there's so many now. It wasn't like that before, but now that I guess nerd culture is kind of mainstream at this point, right?
So how was it interviewing Rob Paulson? Did you say you interviewed Rob Paulson? Or was that was somebody else I was talking to?
No, I did not.
That's another guy who wants to do another podcast with me in a week or two from now. He said he interviewed Rob Paulson.
Who's Rob Paulson?
Animaniacs.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
For Animaniacs and a ton of other stuff. You know, a whole bunch of stuff. I think he's one of the Ninja Turtles and one of the animated incarnations of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. Matter of fact, look at my phone here. A popular voice actress just friended me this morning. Let me see if I can remember her name. And of course, I'm good buddies with Bob Camp, co-creator of Ren and Stimpy. That's my buddy.
That's awesome. Yeah.
He's cool as hell, man. You know, you never know what to expect when you meet people.
For sure.
You know? And because I've met some people. I will honestly tell you this though. Most of the people I meet are cool.
Yeah.
Most of the people I meet are cool. Now you got some people who are not so cool. You know, like we were trading con stories. I was over at my buddy's studio, Bob Carter. I don't know if he goes by Rob or Bob or Bill or Fred. Bob Carter is the voice of Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat 9.
Nice.
There's the one laughing at you saying, "You suck. You suck." That was an ad lib. He came up with that. But anyway, so he has a studio here in Atlanta called Neighborhood Studios. So if anybody out there is listening and they want to learn how to get into the voiceover industry, come visit Bob Carter at Neighborhood Studios at neighborhoodstudios.com. See, I'm giving him a plug. Bob Carter is the man who can teach you how to break into the business. I'm not going to teach you because I need work. You know, he might be my competition. I'm trying to get a gig.
That's true.
Get the next gig. You know what I'm saying? But seriously though, but yeah, I was over there trading con stories with them, and they were talking about a certain actor who worked on Sons of Anarchy. Was at this con. I'm not going to say who it was, so I don't want to put him out there like that. But You might be able to figure it out. I don't know. I don't know how many cons you've been to, how many cons you've done.
Yeah.
But anyway, this actor's at this convention, right? And this little 11-year-old girl walks by and tries to sneak a selfie. You know how people do. They click.
Yeah.
Click. He jumped up and said, "You effing cunt."
What?
Grabbed her phone.
Oh, no.
Slammed it down to the ground and stomped on it. Broke her phone, man.
Wow.
This is a little girl now. This wasn't like no grown woman or no paparazzi. Or to him, that was paparazzi enough, apparently. I'm like, see, certain people just shouldn't do cons.
No. If you have social anxiety or you have issues just being around large groups of people, you know.
That upset at an 11-year-old kid walking by taking your picture, you got to jump up and call her out of her name.
And break her phone.
And probably was a nice phone, too. You know, 11-year-olds carry the top of the line stuff nowadays, man. But that was crazy. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, let me do this thing real quick because I don't think, just in case anyone that's listening doesn't know who I'm talking to, this is Carey Means. He is a voice actor. He's done the voice for Frylock. That's his most iconic role, I would say. You were also on the Brack Show, right?
Yes,
you were
Thundercleese, the robot neighbor. Brack, I blast you. Yes. Brack from down the street.
And are you working right now? I read something online that you're working on something called Welcome to the Wayne. Is that?
Yes. Well, working on it is a relative term, but I'm on the cast.
All right.
The cast of a show that originally started airing last July on Nickelodeon. It's called Welcome to the Wayne, and it's about a bunch of preteens who try to solve supernatural mysteries at this creepy high-rise called the Wayne. And it's kind of like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody meets X-Files for kids, basically.
Okay.
Dana Snyder's in it. He plays a character that attacks vampires with spoons. And his name is Wendell Wasselman.
Oh.
And the character actually looks like a little Dana Snyder.
No way. I got to look that up.
If Dana Snyder was a little kid, this would look like. He always wears like a bathrobe and slippers.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how was it working with Dana? I met him at a con actually several years ago. He was doing a panel of some sort, and I had to get up and leave to go to work. And he stopped the panel. He's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm gonna go to work." He's like, "Where do you work at?" I'm like, "I sell beer." He's like, "Bring beer." I'm like,
that's a pretty good Dana. You got him down.
I mean, I'm
good. Bring me some beer.
Bring some beer, man. I'm like, yeah, I'll bring some beer. And we ended up hanging out in his hotel room, and then we just became friends, and we just been, I text him every once in a while.
You remember?
A SuperCon in Florida.
Yeah, I used to go to those with him actually.
Yeah, man.
We used to tag team those, but the promoter, I don't know if you know who the promoter is of those cons.
Mike.
I can't find it for Frylock anymore. For some unknown reason. I know the reason, but it's stupid. Basically.
No.
It's a stupid reason and some type of misunderstanding. But anyway, I'm not here to talk bad about nobody.
No, yeah.
He's a good guy, and I wish he would invite me back to his cons. I don't know what the problem is, or I don't know what the problem was, but,
Yeah, I mean, I've met Mike a few times. He can get a little, he has a lot on his plate with so many different, things he's got to take care of, artists and blah, blah, blah. So I can see,
promoters do.
Yeah. So I could see where he could, just get caught up on the wrong thing for whatever reason. So, but how was it, working with Dana on set? Like, was there a lot of ad-libbing?
Oh, well, yes. There was always a script, but no, there's a ton of ad-libbing, man. I would say the show was maybe 40% ad-lib. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. We need something here. Like when they're in the episode with Wayne the Brain McClain, who was incidentally played by Seth MacFarlane. And they were going for bar dollars, and Frylock didn't know nothing about sports, so he had to get Carl to come in to do the sports thing. And there's a moment where Frylock just yells out, "Booyaka, booyaka!" That's an ad-lib of mine, and they just cracked up. I was like, "Y'all never heard nobody say booyaka before? Where y'all been at?" You know what I'm saying? We're going to blow up like a fat man smoking at a gas station, something like that.
Yeah.
All those years, man, doing that show, Dana was never really actually in the same room with me. He was always like, phone patching it in or Skyping it in or whatever it is they do now. But yeah, it was always a phone patch from Milwaukee or New York or where he lives now in LA. You know what I'm saying? Dane was very rarely in the same room with me. Now, when we did the commentary stuff for the DVD box sets and stuff like that, we were all together for that. But 9 times out of 10, no. Now, Dave Willis was usually around in the other side of the glass giving me vocal instructions, and Matt Malero, the co-creators of the show. So it was always one or both of them in there with me. So like Dave would go in and do Carl and Meat Wad and Ignignat or Boxy Brown or whatever voices he's doing, because those are all voices he's done in the show. And then I come in after him, or he'd do it before me. So it was like that. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that actually gives me a little more respect for the art that you guys are doing, because I can't myself work on something like that and not have you right in front of me. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of it is you got to use your imagination, obviously. You know what I'm saying? People think that just because you're reading a script, you have a microphone, that, there's no acting involved, but wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Wrong. You got to convey that emotion in your voice and throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because you really expose a lot of yourself when you do this stuff. If they want something to be read very somberly, or if they want something to be read with some more oomph or whatever it is, you know, you've probably done some voiceover stuff in your day, right?
I've done some very light stuff, but nothing animated like that. And it's crazy because you guys aren't really looking at anything either. You're not looking at the cartoon, kind of, you know, acting it out as it's going.
Now, let me rewind a little bit. I get you might, this question might be on your list. I don't know if you have a list or you just winging this or whatever it is. Some people have a structured format.
I have notes. That's all I have.
I get this question asked a lot. Okay. How did you audition for the role? So I started off, the very first video I did in Atlanta back in 1997 was for Blockbuster Video. That's taking it back, right? Blockbuster Video.
Wow.
Why is Frosty so cool? Because he shops at Blockbuster Video. Why is Rudolph's nose so red? Because he shops at Blockbuster Video. And so, luckily, see, you know, back in the day, back in the 90s, you go into the studio, physically go to a studio, record your demo, press it into digital audio tapes, then press that into CDs, then you snail mail it out to whomever or wherever talent agencies you can find. Now, all you need is one of these things and a good high-speed connection, decent microphone, decent headset, and bam, MP3 capabilities, and you can send your stuff all over the world.
Right.
You know, it wasn't like that then. Back in the day when I started, I went to a studio called Cat's Paw here in Atlanta, and the engineer was like, "Man, your demos sound better than some of the commercials we've done here." They call me Soul Brother number 1, and there's another white guy that does the black stuff called Soul Brother number 2. You might give us a run for our money. I was like, "Yeah, okay. Who do I talk to?" So anyway, so I just happened to luck up and get an agent who had an in with Cartoon Network, and I started doing all these bumps for like 30-second spots. You know, you hear the announcer come on next on Cartoon Network: Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, blah blah blah. I think I was the person who told everybody about Goku's death when Goku died. At this time, Goku dies. Z. Yeah, I actually was the announcer for Samurai Jack, for the first incarnation of Samurai Jack.
I remember
on the next
that,
Samurai
yeah.
Jack gets into this, so that and the other. So they didn't call me for the reincarnation of it, but I guess they found somebody else. But you know, it would have been nice.
Yeah.
They don't ring my phone much no more. The Adult Swim Cartoon Network folks. I don't know why. I guess they just forgot about the old Fry guy, you know.
Well, I gotta think that they're struggling a little bit. I was gonna bring this up, but like I wanted to know what you think about the TV in general. Is kind of down. Nobody's watching. I don't have cable, so I can't watch Adult Swim.
Titans Go, it ain't on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but it's true. They're struggling. They got, you know, Netflix and Amazon Prime. All these people have their own cartoons now that are adult themed, and you know, the playing field is now a lot wider. So I think that they might be struggling a little bit.
Well, you know, yeah, they are. I guess. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just want to ask them what's up with that Eric and Andre show. Is that still on?
I don't know.
What the hell is that?
Tim and Eric or Eric
No,
Andre?
Eric and Andre.
It's just Eric Andre. That's the dude is. I think he lives out here in L.A. Yeah, Eric Andre is. I think he's out here in L.A. I don't think they do the show though. I think the show's done too. I think he's just doing stand up and other
Well,
things.
he's actually the little demon character on Disenchanted.
Oh, well, there you go. That
Does
makes
the
sense.
voice of the little black demon character on Disenchanted, which I found out recently. So I guess that's win-win for him. But that one I couldn't figure out to save my life. But the powers that be made the decision. But anyway, getting back to how weird it was working on that show and my audition process. So I worked at a market research firm here in Atlanta. At the time, my agent contacts me and says, "I got an audition for you." For this, the character's name is Frylock, a la Sherlock. Get it? He's supposed to be like the straight man and he wants to solve the crime, solve the mystery. He wants to keep everybody in line. So she basically described Frylock to me. So I had something to go on as far as the character development is concerned, but I didn't know what he looked like. All I knew was he was a box of fries. And I was, okay. So
All right.
she faxed me the script. Yes, back in the day, kids, there was something called a fax machine. People used to send paper through a machine and
really
make this weird noise. Yo,
And even when it started, it was like this weird thin paper. It was like
can't hear
thermal
you.
paper. It was like a weird thermal paper when it first started too. It wasn't like regular printer paper.
Right. So I'm in the break room of my day job with the script for Rabbit in one hand on the phone. Conference call with Matt Malero and Dave Willis, and I'm reading from the Rabbit script. No, Meatwad, don't get a jam box. And they're cracking up. They're just guffawing, laughing. I'm like, what is this shit? It was like, I know I'm not going to get this gig, so I just forgot about it. Next thing you know, it came down to me and one other guy, and the other guy was too droll, too boring, too dull. So I got the gig, man. So the rest, as they say, is history. They gave us these T-shirts that says, I'm one in the hood for a decade and a half. And on the back, it has all the shows on it that didn't last as long as Aqua Teen. It's like, that Cosby Show, MASH, all these old hit sitcoms that didn't last as long as Aqua Teen did. So it's a blessing and a bit of a curse that I was on that show. I say curse because it doesn't seem like I can get any work now. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean,
I'm
trying. You're hitting I've seen that you're hitting up the con scene more, and that's a way to do it. Like just interacting and networking with people. For sure.
60% of cons is networking for me.
Mm-hmm,
So that next gig, that next, what I'm saying, that next con, that next maybe somebody on the upper echelon ladder of the talent rung can grab old Frylock's hand and pull him up. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. But I'm also a theatrically, classically trained actor. Done a lot of Shakespeare.
Yeah, you've done a lot of plays, right? And musicals.
Yeah. Music theater. Sang with the Atlanta Opera Chorus, the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra Chorus. That was fun stuff to do. It was great, man. But right now I'm trying to get back into doing more television film stuff. I just signed up with the People's Store here in Atlanta.
Nice.
So got some new headshots done, So it's expensive, man. It take money to make money.
For
like
sure.
they say, so.
For sure.
But I love doing cons, though. If I had my way, I'd do one every weekend. But
yeah, I mean, you got to do some traveling to hit them all. Like, there's so many all over the place. It's nuts, man. But it's super worth it. Even for me, like I'm not actively acting or anything like that, but just networking, meeting people, and finding different avenues. Like it's always been great. But I think with the resume that you have, that show, I mean, I'm blown away at its success just because I feel that for the time that it came out, it shouldn't have worked. Like that show, if it would have come out now, I think would work even better just because of the format and the comedy style is more like to where we are at now.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
It's a little more silly, a little crazy, but still there's some deep thoughts in there. And your character specifically, Frylock, was more of like the parental figure, I guess, of
Yeah.
the household.
Yeah.
And does that kind of portray who you are too, like, or do you relate more to a different character on that show as a person? Are you like a parental type of person, or
only toward my cats?
Okay.
I'm a daddy for my cats because that's why I was late today. I had to make sure that all the felines in the house were fed before I came on with you. It's like that episode of Family Guy where Quagmire, they find out Quagmire is a South Korean soap opera star, and they go over to this chick's apartment over there, and she's got a bunch of cats, and Quagmire blurs out, "This is more pussy than I can handle." They slipped it in. They slipped it in. So I would say something else, but we're in the politically correct times now, so more than ever. The Me Too and whatnot. I don't want to offend any females out there.
Oh, for sure.
But I was going to say that I have a house full of pussy, but that would have been bad.
How many cats do you have?
3.
3? Okay.
Boys.
Yeah, that's not
Bruce,
too bad.
Kato, and Toby. And of course my old lady. That's where the joke comes in, but you know.
I think once you hit like 6 or 7 cats, that's when you start worrying.
Yeah, that's when you're the cat people.
Cat
man. Yeah, you get to going over 3, you're getting into dangerous territory. Actually, that's kind of how I got them. A buddy of mine brought by. I recently lost a cat. Literally lost. He didn't die or nothing. He just went away.
Can't find him. Yeah.
Yeah, strange. You know, he didn't run away per se. He just went away. He just like went poof one day. Strange. But anyway, so he shows up at my door with a box full of. I said, bring him over so I could pick one. That was my logic. He just brought the box over, just dropped it at my doorstep. Said, here you go, Fry Man. My close friends call me Fry Man. I said, whoa. What am I going to do with all these cats, man? What are you doing? I can't take care of all these damn cats. So I said, you better come back and get some of these cats. I'll tell you what, I'm taking 3. All right? You better come back with the other 4. But I'm not going to have a house full of cats. No. It's bad enough taking care of these. But them boys are, what are they, like 4 now?
4? Nice.
Going on 5, yeah.
So you've had them since they were little baby kitties?
Yeah, since they could fit in the palm of your hand.
Nice.
They're all from the same litter. You got pets?
No, I used to have this crazy zoo. I just went crazy for a couple of years and started getting all kinds of animals. I had a pig. I had a couple hedgehogs. I had a couple snakes, a couple turtles. I was just
a menagerie.
Yeah, because it started with a dog. Then I started going to this pet store, and the guy's like, "Well, I got this albino turtle. You want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, give me that." And then it just started happening until I had my entire living room just set up like a pet shop. It was insane. And then little by little, they all started dying, and I gave away a few, and and then now I'm at a point where it's like, nah, I don't need any more pets. I'm good.
You said I lost you when you said little by little. What happened?
Well, little by little, they started dying, or I had to give them away just to some people that would take better care. Like the turtles started getting too big, so I got to give them to someone that could put them at a lake somewhere. So they can live better lives than just
set them free.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you, you've been going to a lot of these cons and you get a lot of fans that approach you and they start nerding out and everything. What do you nerd out about at a con? Like, what are you into?
I nerded out when I met Master Daniel Pesina, who is a co-creator of Mortal Kombat. All the ninjas in the first incarnation of the game, MK1. And I nerd out when I meet people like Weird Al Yankovic, Robert Englund.
Robert Englund, nice.
Yeah, I nerd out when I meet people like that, man. Any of the Jasons, say if you see this necklace around my neck, is from my buddy,
nice,
Art Lehman, the first Jason. I know you might have seen a lot of his posts on the social media. He kind of looks like a pirate now, but he was the guy who played the kid version of Jason that drowned in Crystal Lake. So they shot that when he was like 13, 14 years old. So, had a disfigurement and all that, disfigured face and everything. And I recently did, the very first horror con I did was the weekend of July the 13th, Friday the 13th weekend. And it was in St. Joseph's, Missouri, supposedly KC, Crypticon. And
Crypticon, okay.
he was there with his heavy metal band. And he's quite a character. So
Nice. Yeah, I met Ed Boon from Mortal Kombat.
really,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. He was at an E3 out here, and I just remember walking down the hallway, and I just turned and I see him, and I'm like, he's just standing there by himself. I'm like, "Are you Ed Boon?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What? You don't even have a table or something?
Wow.
You just made
Boom.
yeah."
Just
Your
made-
your Noob Saibot is based off of you and Tobias, right? You're a gamer. You've been playing.
Yeah. I'm playing Spider-Man right now on PS4. I'm loving it, and I'm holding my breath to see what the Soul Calibur 6 is going to look like. See, I go back to Soul Edge.
Nice.
That
I like
game.
Soul Edge.
Yeah, I go back all the way to that, and every incarnation up through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of the character creation mods. Like I put all the Avengers and Doctor Strange and the Hulk and Spider-Man and Captain America and Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. I put all them in the damn thing. In 5, I had them all in there in 5. Let's see what I could do with 6 when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It looks cool. Have you done any voiceover for video games?
That's the Aqua Teen one.
Just that
the
one?
Zombie Ninja Pro-Am. That was something I would love to do. I've been getting a lot of video game type auditions from this. I think it's Chris Sabat's company, Okratron 5000. They've been sending me like auditions for Smite and Paladins, and I haven't gotten one yet. But I'm thinking, if I lost the edge, am I done?
No.
You know what I'm saying? I was like,
No
but I've
way.
talked to other VO people who said I don't get none of those either, and I'm like, I'm scratching my head about this because I've been doing a lot of them. Like they come like 4 or 5 at a time.
Wow.
So I'm like, gotta get one of these, right? 1 out of 20. You know what I'm saying?
For
But
sure.
so far, nada. But
You just gotta
speaking
keep. You just gotta keep doing them.
yeah, you gotta keep plugging, man. You gotta keep plugging, but it's tough. It's tough. I remember auditioning. I put this in air quotes. Auditioning for Squidbillies back in the day, right before it started airing. They called me in and had me read for each and every character at least 3 or 4 times on
Wow.
Squidbillies. Each and every character from Granny to Early to the sheriff, all of them. And I was like, I gotta get one of these, right? So I'm thinking they were using me as a gauge to play for the actors that they had already cast. This is how we want Early to sound. Listen to this. This is how we want. I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but it was just strange that they had me read for all the characters and I didn't get one of them. I was like, I should be able to get one of these. No.
Yeah, that's weird, man. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a hard thing to understand. Like even like I don't know if you know Andy Sipes.
That name sounds familiar. Sipes.
Yeah, he's friends with Dana. They're kind of like writing partners, and he
Okay.
just wrote the recent Dallas and Robo with John Cena and
Is that
Kate
a
Dennings.
cartoon?
Yeah, it's on YouTube Red. It's
Alice and Robo. I haven't heard of it.
yeah, it's John Cena and Kat Dennings. I had him on but he was talking about it before this shot, before YouTube picked up this cartoon. You know, he was struggling to find work, and it's like he was one of the voices on Code Monkeys. You know, he was one of the
Right.
main voices on Code Monkeys, and it's just it's so nuts how that works out. Like you could be in something so iconic, and then nothing for a bit, and
And then people assume. I had a
you're
guy
fine.
contact me on Facebook once and said, "Enjoy those royalties and residuals, my friend." And I was like, Psh, "Who you talking
What?
to? I don't get no royalties or residuals from Aqua Teen. Nothing, not a penny." He was
Yeah,
like, "What? You're lying." I'm like, "No, I'm not. Check it out for yourself. I didn't get nothing."
Yeah,
from that
people don't
show.
get that. People don't understand. I mean, there was a big deal a few years back with the voice actor that did Grand Theft Auto 4. The guy who did the main character wasn't getting any money out of this character. You know, and the game
No
was making
visuals.
millions of dollars.
No
and
kickback.
he was broke. You know, and people don't get that. Like, there's a lot of injustice, I guess, in some of these contracts that people aren't, aware of.
Hindsight is 20/20. Let me tell you right now, if I could go back in time and fix it, so I could get something on the back end, boy. You bet I would. I actually do get residuals from Welcome to the Wayne because it's a sad gig, oddly enough. You know what I'm saying? And it's Nickelodeon. I guess maybe it's because it's a different network. Maybe Ted Turner just got some hella lawyers.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't doubt. So I when they funny story in relation to the cancellation of the show. We used to record at a studio called Doppler Studios here in Atlanta. 90% of the show is recorded there.
Okay.
And it's closed. It's since been closed down now. But anyway, so going there to record. This is the day they told me we're canceled. But they waited. Matt and Dave, love you guys, but they waited until after I left out of the booth after the recording to tell me we got canceled. Smart move on their part, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe that would have been an interesting record if they'd have told me before I went into the booth, hey, Carey, we're canceled.
Yeah. Would have been
And
angry.
But they were smart enough to, we're going to have to wait till after he records it, and then we'll tell him we've been canceled. Okay. Carey, we got something to tell you. What is it? We've been canceled. What? Why? Well, it's not the ratings. It's not the fan base. We really don't know why. They knew why, but they told me at the time they didn't know why. So I just looked at them and said, hey, I know what we can do. We can do like Futurama, Family Guy, go to another network and get them to want us back then, right? They looked at me dead in the eyes and said, we don't own it.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yo, you mean to tell me the co-creators of the show, they produce it, they write it, but they don't own it? But you know, it goes back to that old stigma, like in the music industry. Like say, you know, you got a singing group, you got guys like the Temptations, you go into the big producer's office, and you're great, kid, you're great. We're going to get you that new Cadillac, we're going to get your mom that new house, just sign this contract. Don't worry about reading it right now. They did that to Prince. That's what Warner Brothers did to Prince. He was 17 when he signed on with Warner Brothers. They promised him all this fame and fortune, which they delivered to a certain extent. But when he tried to break off from them, they said, oh, we own you. We own the name and the moniker and the logo. We own Prince. That's ours. He's like, excuse me? He said, yeah. You remember that contract you signed when you were 17? You didn't read it, did you? Well, that's your fault, son. We got you.
That's why he did the whole artist formerly known of.
Changed the symbol and all that. That was the whole reason. And he ended up eventually winning his name back. So that was a trip.
It's such a crazy world, man. Music is very, very rough. Well, it used to be a lot worse. Nowadays, people can put all their stuff on the internet and, you know, make their own way when it comes to music.
A lot better now than you could back then. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's crazy, man. It's a crazy business, and you just gotta keep your head on a swivel, and you definitely read the contract. And if you can't understand it,
get an attorney,
get an entertainment lawyer, or get somebody who can understand it to explain each and every line to you, and let you know what they are asking or telling you that they are going to do and be in control of. Same thing happened with James Gandolfini from The Sopranos, believe it or not. Tony Soprano. That's why he held out for that last season. He wasn't getting no residuals from The Sopranos.
Wow.
See that shit? Tony Soprano was not getting residuals from the show that he was a star of.
That's
Which
nuts,
a little footnote, by the way. There was a scene in one episode of The Sopranos where one of his sons or something like that was sitting at home watching Aqua Teen. My girlfriend's father pointed it out to me. Yeah. You couldn't hear any audio because they probably would have had to pay us, I guess, if you could have heard Frylock speaking. But he was sitting there watching Aqua Teen. First of all, I knew it was bullshit because it was the middle of the afternoon. I was like, Aqua Teen don't come on in the middle of the afternoon unless you got it recorded on TiVo or something like that. Need another frosty beverage. Well,
so what are you drinking? What do you like to drink?
Oh man, I'm just drinking Natty Ice.
Okay,
most people goes up at me when I tell them what I drink. I was like, I don't like PBR. PBR is like bull piss. But that's the Kichi drink now. You know, you go out to these. Well, see, I live in Georgia, so you know.
Oh yeah.
Georgians like their PBR, buddy.
Oh yeah.
What part of the country? You live in LA, right?
I live in Los Angeles, but I remember I used to tour with a band, and one of the times we went to Savannah, Georgia, we ended up running into a house. It was just an open house. They had no door, and we pull up, and my friend was there because he was like, "Hey, there's a party going on at this house. Come by." So we show up, and this house has no door. I walk in. There's just people everywhere, and the fridge is filled with PBR. That's all. It's just a fridge full to top to bottom.
So basically, somebody broke into somebody's house and just loaded up the fridge with PBR and just rave on.
Yep.
Rager.
It seemed like an abandoned house, to be honest with you, that they just found.
That still had electricity.
Yeah, it still had power. Somebody had a laptop. They were playing music. Yeah, Atlanta's a fun town, man. I've my buddy Nick lives out there, and
you ever been to the Claremont Lounge?
I have. I've heard crazy stories that have happened there.
Whole Frylock very well at the Claremont. Blondie crushing beer cans with her boobies. The 70-plus-year-old stripper.
Yeah.
Still crushes beer cans with her boobies. I usually tell people whenever I go to a con somewhere, I say, come to Atlanta, go to the Claremont. Ask for Blondie, tell them Frylock sent you. They know me well, especially back in 2008. When I was homeless on the streets of Atlanta for 7.5 months. I used to frequent the Claremont Lounge and the Cheetah a lot. I used to go places and do things that I'd never do when I was homeless, just to prove that I could do them. I made a game out of it. It was crazy, man. I was put out of the place I was living on September 11th.
Really? On that day? Come on.
That's how I remember it so well. On 9/11.
Never forget.
I was put out on the street in one of the worst neighborhoods in the country, called The Bluff.
Oh.
How do you do that? Yeah. My techie's going to the store, so when this is over, you're going to have to disconnect because I don't know how to do it.
No problem.
Like, what is this? Keyboards.
Yeah. But
I use my phone. Yeah.
Let me tell you, man, about the homeless thing. I actually was homeless for about 6 months in Miami for a little bit because my father had just gotten out of prison, and I decided it would be a good idea to move in together to kind of reconnect. And some shit went down, and he ended up I ended up in the street with nowhere to live, and I had nobody else to turn to. I had no job at the time, so I just kind of winged it, just sleeping at a Dunkin' Donuts and sleep on the beach or something. And it's rough. People don't really pay attention to stuff like that. When you tell them, "Hey, I was homeless," they automatically look down on you or something. And it's like, man.
Yeah, the irony of it was that Aqua Teen was doing great, rocking and rolling, still in the air in 2008.
That makes no sense, man.
Coming on every Sunday night.
And nobody out there, nobody helped out.
Oh, I asked for help.
Yeah. And nobody helped.
Well, we won't go into all of that. I wouldn't say nobody helped, but I wouldn't say that they helped either. But
no, I feel you.
That was back when Adult Swim thought I was going insane. There was a time.
Adult Swim thinking anybody going insane is a little ironic.
They thought it would have been okay to have me committed. They really tried. And I was like, aren't we all insane? We are so fucking retarded.
Yeah. You got to look at the content you guys are putting out. It's pretty insane. You're putting out a 15-minute show at like 11 o'clock at night.
People always ask me these questions about how did you come up with the concept for the show? I was like, look, I don't write it. Yeah. I just read it. I'm talent. I'm voice talent, okay? I'm not the creator. I don't write it. I just do the Frylock voice, okay? Remember there was an episode where I did one of the trees that was ripping Carl's skin off. Guilty. Yeah, had me do that. But
that's nuts, man.
Other than that, only one time I didn't play Frylock. That was Baffler Meal, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast episode where they're supposedly introducing the Aqua Teens. The Aqua Teens were a spinoff of Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. They kind of troll the public into believing that, but it wasn't the case really. But anyway,
they also did that one episode where it was live action, right? Where was it T-Pain?
Funny story about that. Dana Snyder told told me this story that it was supposed to be originally. I was supposed to play myself in that episode as Frylock. He was supposed to play Shake as Shake, and of course Dave Willis was Meatwise and Exercise Ball. But this is Dave Willis telling Dana Snyder, "Yeah, we're gonna shoot a live action." And at the time, they thought it was gonna be that's why it's called The Last One Forever. That was, I think, the first time we actually did get canceled.
Okay.
But it wasn't official because we were like kind of canceled. So they were in plans to make that the last episode. That's why it's labeled The Last One. But it obviously wasn't. So Dana Snyder kept calling Dave Willis, "When are you going to shoot this thing? When are you going to do it?" He kept calling and bugging Dave Willis. Dave Willis, bugging. And so Dave Willis finally said, "We kind of already did." He's like, "What are you talking about?" "Well, we cast T-Pain as Frylock and H. John Benjamin as you." And I was like, "You told me that?" I was like, "You kidding? You gotta be kidding me, man. Really?"
That's ridiculous.
That was right around the time, if you remember this. I don't know how well you keep up with people like T-Pain, but remember when he got all that money for inventing something he didn't really invent, the auto-tunes thing?
Yeah.
The robot voice thingy?
Yeah.
And they paid all this money for something he really didn't come up with himself.
Jesus.
So I remember going to the studio to record for the show, and I mentioned it to Matt and Dave. I looked at it, "You believe all this money they just gave T-Pain for this thing he didn't even invent?" And they kind of looked at me like deer in the headlights, looked like this was when they had just paid him a bunch of money to play me. And they just looked at me like this blank stare on their faces, like I had no idea what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Till I saw the episode. Right. I felt like Bruce Lee when he was sitting up watching TV one day, and then Kung Fu comes on the television. Like, Leonard, come here, look. It's my show, and I'm not in it.
There's someone else playing my part. Right. It's so crazy, man. That show itself, like, it went through a lot of weird things. Like, I remember after that episode, they came back and they called it something else, wasn't it? Like,
they kept
Patrol Force and something, whatever.
Then, the final one was Aqua Teen Hunger Force Forever, which, by the way, I don't know if you saw that season or not, but the last incarnation of the theme song, they called me up and said, "Hey, Carey, we're going to record a new theme song for the show." I said, "Yes, finally. Where's my part?" Two little lines. I was like, no, I don't think so. Let me hear that beat one more time. Give me a second. I sat down right there and wrote out my own funky rap lyrics. And so those are my own original rap lyrics in that last incarnation of the theme song. It's actually my ringtone and my alarm.
Nice.
My phone. So if you never heard it, Google it.
Have you ever thought of doing an album?
I'm supposed to be on Schoolie D's new album.
Okay.
Schoolie D is working on a new album, and he asked me to be on it. So we'll see what happens with that. I've been approached by people with stuff like that. I think Jason, Ari Lehman, wants me to do some type of monologue or VO for his upcoming album. So, But
I mean, you should get somebody to make some beats and you rap over get your own stuff.
Hey, it's a thought.
Yeah, do it, man. I think people would like it. I think people would check it out. I mean, did you do any work with Danger Doom when they did that weird like Adult Swim album?
They didn't call me. They called everybody but me, apparently.
Jesus, that's weird. That sucks.
Yeah, because Dana and Dave, they're all over that album. I heard some of it, but I don't know. Usually when somebody wants somebody from Aqua Teen, they usually want all the Aqua Teens. Especially when I go to cons. We want to get all you guys. I was like, good luck with that, because Dave and Dana are much more difficult to get than me. For whatever reason. They're busy guys.
Dana's super busy, man. I mean, I barely see him. We live nearby each other, and he's always working, traveling, and flying around to other things.
I ain't mad at him. Keep it rolling, baby. Keep it rolling, because, that's my brother from another mother. He was recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, but nowadays we can handle it better than we could when my mother got diagnosed with it back in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? There's much more ways that we can take care of ourselves better and actually live with and maybe possibly beat the damn thing, because he's doing what he's supposed to do. As
Yeah,
far
he's
as,
eating
you know,
healthy. He's lost a lot of weight. He's not
lost a lot,
drinking.
none of weight. That's one of the things he mentioned to me. We had a rap party for the show at a place called Midway Pub, and just a little side note on that, they had all this merch to sign. You know, they had swag to sign. They had like Master Shake beer cozies. They had Master Shake frisbees, meat wad frisbees, a lot of meat wad Master Shake stuff. They had no Frylock merch.
Wow.
Zero Frylock merchandise. And I was signing people's T-shirts and tennis shoes. Shit. I was like, why is there no Frylock merch? It was like, it's just weird, man.
It is. It's a weird thing because I mean I would say you were the leader of the household with the two like annoying kind of sidekicks. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I felt about the show.
Damn straight. Damn Skippy. And I tell people all the time, I said, if you want the show to come back, y'all gonna have to make an uproar. Y'all gonna have to just bombard Adult Swim with emails and, you know, just tell them we want Aqua Teen back. We want Aqua Teen back. I'm sure they probably get emails about it all the time. And,
yeah, I mean, they tried doing that with Metalocalypse after that got canceled. I remember that.
It got so well, though, did it?
Yeah, but a lot of people went out and started signing things, and it just never worked out.
There was a rumor that Dave Willis was going to start a Kickstarter fund to. Apparently, the sequel to the movie was written, and Dave Willis was thinking about doing a Kickstarter to fund it, and I think he just gave up on it. Then they wanted us to do some like fall Christmas specials, like the old Rankin Bass, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or Yes, Carl, but on Lana Lusky there is a Santa Claus, or something like that, and they just wanted us to do those, and then that would be it. And then Dave said no to that, which I can't blame him. You know what I'm saying? It was like, just don't dangle the carrot like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then there was the Deadpool spot that he did, and we've done some like Slim Jim commercials and stuff like that since we've been canceled. But as far as anything concrete, no. I wish Adult Swim didn't own it, because then some other network might want it. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe some other network can buy it from Adult Swim. That'd be cool too.
Yeah, they should do that now, especially with all the options that are out there with Hulu and Amazon Prime, all that stuff. Like they could sell the rights to one of those companies, and they could take over. What I understand,
all the episodes are on Hulu now.
Mm-hmm. So Hulu should just buy it out and make it an exclusive show or something, you know? But
that'd be great. But of course, we'd have to find a new Dr. Weird and Steve, because my buddy Clay's gone.
Yeah.
Clay Croker, he died mysteriously. I think it's mysterious, but, you know, people die. We were actually supposed to go to a con in Long Island, the very following weekend. He passed away, and I had to call the con agent. It was like, Clay's gone, man. He's like, what do you mean he's gone? Going where? I said, he's dead.
Jeez. Yeah.
It was really weird. He had bad teeth, and he never took care of his teeth. And
that'll kill you.
He just told people, I don't have $2,000 at a pop to get my teeth taken care of. And he went to a sushi bar the night he died, came home and started vomiting violently. And the next thing you know, that was it. I think it was a combination of whatever happened at that sushi bar and his mouth. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It had to be. It had to be a combination of the two. I don't know. Maybe he had some bad blowfish or something.
Yeah, but I've heard stories of that you know, bad teeth can like infect your blood.
Yeah, get you sepsis, man. It can go all throughout your body.
Yeah,
kill you. You know,
that's craziness.
You gotta suck it up sometime and do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But
for
anyway.
sure. Yeah, we're getting into a dark area.
Yeah, we're going the wrong way.
We're going dark. Well, all right. So, what would be your dream project if you could, aside from like coming back to Aqua Teen and doing that, like if you could, would you be interested in writing something for original?
Who does the voice of Venom in a new movie?
Tom Hardy.
He does the voice of Venom too?
Yeah.
Of the symbiote?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That would be a dream gig for me.
Be Venom?
Yeah, I guess they augment his voice. I know he don't talk like that really, does he?
No. Yeah, they said it's obviously run through processors and all that. But
that's pretty freaking cool. That's pretty freaking cool that the symbiote talks to him. I like that. Maybe
an animated version of Venom. I know that they just released a new Spider-Verse movie that's come out. So
Force movie? What is it?
It's an animated movie where all the different Spider-Man and women kind of meet up.
Oh,
They just released a trailer
and all that.
Yeah, it's got Gwen, Spider-Gwen, and it's got Spider-Ham. So
you gotta love Spider-Ham, though. Spider-Ham is so cute.
Yeah, no, it's adorable. The new trailer actually looks cool because everybody's got a different style of animation too. So it's pretty interesting.
What's it called?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I think it's called.
Wow.
Yeah,
look it up on me. Did you see Ninja Batman?
I did not, but I saw the trailer. It looks great. Yeah. You
gotta see it. It's great. I love it.
Do you have an agent?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, all right. I was gonna say like
somebody.
No. I was just gonna say like
in La La Land. Hook me up.
Yeah, I wish I could hook myself up. That'd be great too.
I do have an agent, and I just signed up with the People's Store here in Atlanta. So, my agent really don't look for new stuff for me though. She's kind of semi-retired.
Then get a new agent, man.
That's why I just signed up with the People's Store.
Yeah.
Here in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So.
And Atlanta's blowing up. It's a new hub of production. There's a lot of shows being filmed there and shit. So it's going to be. I think it's not going to be the next Hollywood, but it's definitely getting a lot more work out there.
Yeah, Canada's giving it some competition.
Yeah,
I understand. They're doing a lot of stuff in Canada now too. So yeah. They filmed The Walking Dead here, and all the actors, well, at least the ones who are still living, I think, live here now. That's got to be a crazy gig, not to know if you're going to get zombified or eaten, or some of the cast knows when they're gonna get it and some don't. I heard this old boy that plays the lead is his last season or something like that. I think Rick.
Jeez.
On there.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, he's out. I never thought they'd take him out, but he's out.
Question is, how is he gonna go out?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? How is he going out?
All right, so a couple of quick fire questions just to wrap up the show and everything. What's your favorite cartoon growing up?
Wow. Very first anime I ever saw, Speed Racer.
Nice.
I used to sit in front of the television and sing it at the top of my lungs. My mother would always tell that joke. And I actually loved the movie. I thought the movie was great. I don't see why they didn't make a sequel. I guess because it got panned at the box office or whatever. I thought it was a damn good movie. I thought Solo was good. The Han Solo movie, I thought that was damn good. People were bitching, I guess, because the kid's not Harrison Ford. Obviously, he's not. Duh.
Yeah, I don't want to see Harrison Ford with CG on his face either.
Well, they might have asked him, and he probably said no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done with the character, man. Get somebody else. You know, so that sounds like something Harrison would say, like, get somebody else. I'm through.
Yeah.
I'm through.
I liked it. I liked Solo. I just think there could have been other movies that they could have done for characters that nobody knows anything about, like the Knights of Ren, or
they're not. They're not done. They're not done. They got other stuff they're gonna do. But I was Go
ahead.
Really happy they brought Darth Maul back.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
the way they killed him off, I was like, what? Come on, that's a cool villain. How you gonna do that like that, man?
No, they brought him back for the cartoon, the Clone War cartoon. I never saw it, but I know I saw clips and pictures of it.
Yeah, they're saying that he survived being sliced in two.
Yeah.
It's, I guess not totally implausible in that
he gets robot legs.
Something like that, yeah. So, well, when you think about a lightsaber basically cauterizes you when it cuts you, right? So the bleeding stops immediately. So it's a possibility. I guess they just put his lower half in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pack him up and did him like Deadpool. I'm going to put you on my back and carry you on in. I love Deadpool, too. That was great.
Yeah, that was fun. We need more stuff like that.
Especially the Easter egg endings where he goes to off himself in different universes. You're welcome, Canada.
Hell yeah. So what's your favorite character on any of the shows that you've worked on?
Well, obviously, it's Frylock. You know that.
Well, obviously, but I mean, aside from yourself.
But somebody once asked me a similar question. They said, if you can hang out with any of the characters on Aqua Teen besides your own, in real life, who would it be? And obviously, the obvious answer, of course, is Carl.
Yes.
He don't need no instructions to know how to rock. You know what I'm saying? You want to hang out with Carl. He knows where all the gentlemen's clubs are. All that type of stuff, you know? Poor Carl has died more and way worse times than Kenny ever has. I think they've done so much crazy stuff to Carl, man. His body was made out of eyeballs, for God's sakes, in one episode. Oh, I'm coming for you. Oh! Gets raped by Hand Banana.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite episode is the Hand Banana.
A lot of people love old Hand Banana. But you know, my favorite episode is Super Birthday Snake.
Super Birthday Snake. Okay.
When Meatwad wants a pet, but instead of a bunny rabbit, he gets Snake. He names it Nathan Scott Phillips.
That's right. I remember that.
It devours him and Shake. Frylock blows them all to hell. Ends up killing Carl, Terminator style, and gets all pimped out once they bring over a couple of bitches. So I put a clear out the damn eye.
You know, I gotta bring the story up before we sign off. I brought it up. I had Jay Wade on the episode on the show.
Wade Edwards.
Yes, sir.
My buddy Jay. Yeah.
He and I like to drink beer together.
Cool.
He's actually working on. I'm doing a TV version of the Rock and Roll Beer Guy show.
Really?
Where I meet up with a musician.
The right guy, man. You're working with the right guy.
Yeah, he's going to help out with that. But I told the story when I talked to him, but I want to tell you too. A while back, there was a DVD that Aqua Teen put out where on the menu, if you hit play all, it plays every episode at the same time.
Volume 4.
Yeah. I was at my buddy's house, and we had just gone to this big party where I had taken some mushrooms that someone gave me. And I'm sitting on
They didn't Bill Cosby you.
No. They offered. I said yes.
Okay. Gotcha. That's
So
my
I'm
new thing. You trying to Bill Cosby me? Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And actually, Kyle was the buddy I'm talking about. He's the one that did the Rock and Roll Beer Guy logo. Right. So I was at his house, and I'm laying on his couch, and he's like, "Yo, let's put something on." I'm tripping out. He puts that on and play all, and we laughed hysterically we watched all of it. It was the craziest thing I have ever seen in my life, and I just wanted to bring that because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, they also trolled everybody with the announcement that they were going to show the movie on TV.
Oh.
And they put it in a little bitty pixelated box in the corner of the TV screen. That they did. They showed the whole movie all right. Like, you sons of... Give me a magnifying glass. Somebody give me a magnifying.
Oh, man. Well, I want to thank you, man, for taking some time to talk to me. I know that things look rough, but I think you've got the future ahead of you. So
it's all good. I'm still breathing, and I can still get on these airplanes and go to these places. And, I say a little prayer, and I make sure I'm full of beer when I get on these planes. I really do. I don't give a damn what time the flight is. It might be my last beer I ever have.
That's true.
So I might as well get a little buzz on before the takeoff. You know what I'm saying? You never know when it's going to be your last flight. Mm-hmm. But, hey, that ain't up to us. You know what I'm saying? That ain't up to me. If it was up to me, I'd be flying around in the G5. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Hey, where you want me to be? Australia? On the way. Oh, speaking of Australia, right when they canceled the show, this is back in 2016, Aqua Teen and Adult Swim Australia started airing in Australia.
Okay.
So there's an Adult Swim Australia now.
Interesting.
Go figure. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. But anyway.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much. If anybody listening, go on social media, follow you on what's your at Carey Means?
Oh, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I also have my own YouTube channel. Got 17 hosts. I might have 18 subscribers now, but check that out. See, when I go to these cons and stuff, that's what I do. I shoot little video vignettes and post them, put them on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel and pictures and stuff. So if you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, you'll see all my little misadventures.
I saw recently you posted a video talking to the gentleman that did Colossus in the Deadpool movie, right?
Yes. Yeah. Colorado Springs. And he did the voice for me. It was so fucking sweet. That's why I love to meet people like that who like to interact, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my buddy John DiMaggio on there too. Me and John go back a ways. I met him at Dragon Con here a few years back. He's a cool guy.
Very
Maggio's beans. All right, man.
All right. Well, thanks again. And yeah, people follow Carey. And I hope all the success for you, brother.
Thanks. You too, man.
All right. Take
Hopefully
care.
we run across each other at a con somewhere.
Yeah. If you're in LA ever or Long Beach, message me on Facebook. We'll hook up.
If you know of anything going on in LA,
it's a Long Beach Comic Cons.
shoot it to me.
I will.
The info. All they can do is tell me no. I actually tried to get into a con that was going to be in Silicon Valley.
Ooh.
It was Silicon Valley Comic Con. I was like, perfect for Frylock, right? They told me no. Like, Silicon Valley tells Frylock, no, it should be a headline in a newspaper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's plenty of cons out here, man. I'll send you some stuff for sure.
Appreciate it. All right.
All right, man. Take care.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah. Y'all ready for this?